feeling like I'm Akademiks. Can't ride away.
Have you guys been keeping up with the young Dolph murder trial? So the guy who people are claiming to be the brain, like the person who was the brains of the operation in terms of coming up with the plan and paying people to kill young Dolph. His name is Govan, Hernandez Govan. He was in court recently, and the judge actually went off on him. And the judge was mad at him because he did an interview. Now, let me see if I can find the interview first and foremost. Hernandez Govan interview. Here we go. Let's see if we can find it. In court, speaks on Stan G interview. Stan G. Let me see. Oh, this was the interview.
Oh.
She wasn't technically signed to him. You know what I'm saying? She
You made that happen because you was in the game, right? Like you really made
nah,
that happen.
nah. See, a lot of people think that because of my relationships and shit with Flip and certain other people or whatever that I made it happen. But I ain't gonna take credit for something I ain't do. My daughter made that happen on her own. You know what I'm saying?
By the way, he's talking about his daughter that was signed to Uzi, and I think his daughter died.
My daughter was a hustler, man. You know what I'm saying? And she was. They scared to go certain places. You know what I'm saying? I just wish it could go back to how it was when I was coming up. We could. You remember the days we go to Diamonds, Orange Mountain, might get to fight with North Memphis or South Memphis, get fighting, and the next week everything cool. We ain't trying to kill each other. We ain't trying to do none of that. You know what I'm saying? So, just for the city, you know what I'm saying, itself, you know what I'm saying, I wish it could just go back to how it was, but it's gonna take more than me. It's gonna take a village, you know what I'm saying, to get this city together, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my, and that's real. Hey, we're gonna speak about the op situation. No jumper, Fulio. You know what I'm saying? Like with the op situation, he was speaking on like with your daughter dissing his ops. Like,
You know what I'm saying? Nah, I ain't
so
never.
all the bloggers out there, you just threw that out the window. You ain't never seen no Raven in your life.
Man, and look, I don't know this. I don't know that lady, man. I ain't never met her. I'm saying, and as far as the the internet warriors and all of that, they gonna say what they say. You know what I'm saying? Social media and the internet gave them a voice.
So what happened is he never talked about young Dolph's murder in this interview, but he did talk about a lot of Memphis things and PRE and CMG, their relationship, and how shit is kind of very polarized and like people are on either side or whatever the case is. But he didn't talk about the actual case that he's actually charged with. He is out on bond. Anyway, when he did go to court, the judge still went crazy on him because the judge is like, why the fuck are you doing interviews, nigga?
Mr. Govan, I don't have to tell you how serious these charges are. I know I don't even have to go back through that. Okay? I also shouldn't have to remind you that you're out on a bond and the court has put you under some real serious or some real tight stipulations.
Yes, ma'am.
At this point, the court feels like you're playing fast and loose with the court and these stipulations. And I don't like that. You have filed a motion through your attorney asking me to review your bond conditions. And before we could ever do that, I get a message from a concerned citizen that you're out doing interviews. Whether you're talking about this case or not, you're doing interviews. And the court doesn't like the fact that you feel free enough to do interviews. Because what could be happening is that you could be in jail. And it's a whole lot easier to supervise you there. But you've been given the opportunity to post a bond with bond conditions, and you're not doing those things you need to do. We're going to review those bond conditions on March the 1st. But let me make myself extremely clear to you that you are to not have any interviews with anybody for any reason. Your attorney has assured me that nothing was said about this case in that interview, and I have no reason not to believe what he told me was true. But like I said, you should not be interviewing with anyone. You should not be making any public statements, and you should be in the house. That means not going to anybody's funeral. Put your hand down. You're speaking through your attorney at this point.
Yes, ma'am.
That means not going to funerals or anywhere else. That means in the house as of right now.
Yes, ma'am.
And about you not showing up on yesterday or showing up and then leaving because your counsel thought it was appropriate to allow you to go home because you were getting a barrage of phone calls, that's neither here nor there. When you're supposed to be here, you're supposed to be here. Were you not on my docket yesterday?
Yes, ma'am.
You were supposed to be here. Bottom line.
And I thought I was. He instructed me not to come. I was.
Like I said, you are supposed to be here. Whether your attorney is here or not, you should be here.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand what house arrest means as of this point?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll see you back here on March the 1st, sir.
All right, thank you.
Please don't give me any reason to revoke this bond.
All
And
right.
then we won't even have to have these conversations.
Yes, ma'am.
March 1st.
Oh, great, I'm muted. The academic special, huh? Yo, listen, I got mixed opinions about this, and honestly, this is what it is. I kind of understand what the judge is saying, but I don't, right? So first of all, he has a First Amendment right to be able to communicate and express himself and freely speak about whatever you want to speak about. Now, granted, I understand if you're out on bond, technically, you could have been in jail, but him, suppose he wants to be in the music business, he can't do an interview, he can't do nothing like that. I understand that aspect, but then I kind of also understand the other aspect where the judge is probably coming from. Yeah, nigga, even if you're not speaking about the case and you're just speaking about these other things, you're also speaking about issues that's going on in the city. And right now is a very tense moment where we're seeing back and forth retaliation that seems to be stemmed from a deep-rooted beef, which, by the way, this very murder that you're charged with is the thing that has kind of sparked all this violence over the last couple of years. Yeah, I don't want you to be doing no type of interview that could be sending, inciting, or even sending any type of signal to people that, yo, whatever. And yeah, so I understand from that perspective where she might want him to shut the fuck up, even if he's not speaking about the case in itself. So I kind of get it. And I guess they're like, yo, listen, it's really our discretion to not have you locked up. You're not really, you don't necessarily have to be out on bond. So you should be trying to do everything to please the court to make sure we don't want to revoke that bond. So I kind of get it. Apparently